Today we're going to talk about something a little unsettling. It's a kind of manipulation that doesn't announce itself. It creeps in, quietly, especially in the relationships where we think we're the safest.
Look, it's a tough thing to think about, but chances are it's happened to you. And the worst part? You probably didn't even see it coming.
And no, we're not talking about some obvious scammer or a stranger on the street. That's not how the most effective manipulation works. It's almost never that obvious.
That's the real kicker, isn't it? It comes from someone you let your guard down for, someone you trusted. It's disguised as care or love or just being a good friend.
Because it doesn't feel malicious. It feels like concern. It feels like you finally found someone who gets you. And that right there is what makes it so incredibly dangerous.
So, to really understand this trap, we've got to get a handle on the world it operates in. What in the world is dark psychology anyway?
Now, this isn't some kind of sci-fi mind control. It's way more real. It's about taking our most basic human needs, the need to feel safe, to be understood, to connect, and twisting them to be used against us.
And this is where we all get it wrong. We're on the lookout for the big, obvious stuff, right? Shouting, threats, someone trying to force us to do something. But the real masters of this game, they're subtle. They don't push you. They just guide you. So gently that by the end, you're absolutely convinced it was your idea all along.
Which brings us to the main event here, the specific tactic we're digging into today. It's called the slow trust trap. And it's so powerful because it's built on something we all want, trust.
Just imagine meeting someone new and they just click. They listen to you, really listen. They remember the little things. They make you feel seen. It feels amazing, right? So naturally, you let your guard down. You feel completely safe. Well, that feeling of safety, that's the bait. So once that trust is locked in, the whole dynamic starts to shift. It happens so slowly, you might not even feel it at first. It's a pretty simple four-step playbook. First, they build that emotional safety net. Then, they create dependence. You start needing their approval, their validation. Step 3, they start influencing your smaller decisions. And before you know it, you're at step 4, where they're basically controlling the entire direction of your life. And here's the most messed up part. By the time the control is total, the person caught in the trap is so deep in, they can't even see the bars. They'll actually defend the manipulator, saying things like, "No, you don't understand. They just really, really care about me." Okay, so theory is one thing, but what does this look like in the real world? Let me walk you through a story that might sound a little too familiar. So let's picture a college kid. They're in a new city, far from home, feeling totally lonely and overwhelmed. Then, this super helpful new friend comes along. They show them the ropes, help with homework. It feels like a total lifesaver. After a while, though, the advice starts. It's just little comments at first, designed to create a little distance. This one's a classic. It plants this tiny seed of doubt that maybe, just maybe, only this new friend really gets them. Then it gets a little more serious. The next target is the biggest one: family. All of a sudden, the people who have been their rock their entire life are painted as obstacles. People who are holding them back from their true potential. And boom, there it is, the final piece of the puzzle. The manipulator sets themselves up as the one, the only person who is truly on their side. The isolation is almost complete. At this point, the student's world has just shrunk. They don't talk to their old friends much, they're distant with family, their own confidence is shot, and they're totally dependent on this one person's opinion for everything. I know, hearing a story like that is really unsettling, but the goal here isn't to make you paranoid. It's to make you prepared, because awareness, that is your absolute best defense. So let's talk about what you need to watch for. Here are 4 huge red flags. First, watch out for anyone who tries to get super close super fast. It's a technique called love bombing. Second, pay attention if someone is constantly chipping away at your other relationships. Third, if you start to feel guilty for just wanting to do your own thing, that's a massive warning sign. And finally, the big one. If someone tells you they are the only one you can count on, they're not protecting you. They are trying to own you.
Really, it all boils down to something this simple. Healthy relationships, healthy friendships, they make your world bigger. They give you freedom. Manipulative ones do the exact opposite. They take it away, piece by piece.
Look, these tactics are powerful. They work because they tap into something so fundamentally human. But they all share a critical weakness.
The entire power of the slow trust trap of any of these tactics is that they happen in the dark. They count on you not seeing what's really going on.
But by knowing what to look for, by understanding the playbook, you've just flipped on the lights. And now you can see.